Did anybody travel somewhere interesting recently? Sean, thank you. I'm flattered. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. Appreciate the support. Yes. Sean says he listened to 15 Minutes podcast. I appreciate that. But I don't think that's everything you did this whole long weekend, right? We still got one more day to go tomorrow. So what are you going to do tomorrow to make the best use of your time, to make it worthwhile for you? A good long weekend. 一滑呢，你就会看到这个 room chat 了。大家可以 try 看看。其实最近功能Clubhouse 的功能呢越来越多了。刚刚我还看到说可以放音乐。I'm gonna show you guys how it's done. Very interesting. I didn't know this, but it's possible. This is elevator jazz. Very cool, huh? I can DJ my, our own shows now. So there's a song called Holiday. Let's hear it. Not bad. Are you guys hearing this? I'm surprised. This is definitely a new feature from Clubhouse. So I can play it very soft as background music. 所以主持人呢有一个选项哦，现在可以选这个 background music， 就 BG 哦。Okay, this is too Christmassy. How about no, not Jingle Bells. I'm not gonna go that way. Deep lounge, classical, energetic, maybe. Let's check this out. What is this? Whoa. Okay. Classical. Very nice. Okay. Obviously, I'm gonna disturb you guys with this, but hey, it's just some cool features. Helen says she's staying in Taipei at the moment. The first 2 days were cold, but today is a good day. Yeah. It is a day of sunshine for us. And Cobra says, Cobra is on the other side of Earth. Wow, Cobra, glad to have you on board. You are in a different time zone than we are. So tell us, what time zone are you in now? It'll be interesting to know. You guys probably heard that music. I don't think we're going to add our background music to this podcast. Maybe not. We'll keep it chilled, but I don't think we need the music for now. And Eric says he is always ready and on standby for work. Cobra says Eastern time zone. Eastern time zone, what is that? East Coast in US? Like New York time zone? And Sandy says she is trying to fry some food with her air fryer. Very nice. New York time zone. Yes, Cobra. I guessed it right. Welcome. Yes. And we have, personally, I have family on the West Coast at this moment. So, very nice of you. Welcome, Cobra. Good to have you. Sandy is making some food. It's a good time to make some food. It's 9 p.m. Yeah. Yes. So, air fryer. And I suppose you guys know, other than air fryers, 就是除了气炸锅这个很厉害的这个发明以外呢，前一阵子呢，美国那边的那个 Instant Pot， 哇，那个快煮锅也是很神啊。如果家里面有一个，也是什么都可以煮啊。炖鸡呀、要干嘛丢进去，然后就按几秒它就会煮了，很厉害的。So Instant Pot. Very, very cool. Ling Ray, Lai, Alex, and Jia Yi. Hello. And Alan and Carol. Good to see you guys. great to have you here. Yeah, Cobra knows. Cobra says, yeah, you can even make ribs with Instant Pot. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Instant Pot. This generation's favorite. Yeah. You can get it at Costco in Taiwan, by the way. 我在 Costco 有一次有看到 Instant Pot 这个东西，非常非常神。前几年呢，在 Amazon 上面呢是当年的number one Christmas gift。当年maybe before the pandemic, I think 3-4 years ago， 最热销的产品。Okay, and I think it still is. It's just people don't talk about that anymore. 就每个人买气炸锅都不会特别 excited。哦，就是应该要有一个气炸锅，对不对？除了微波炉以外，现在就要有一个气炸锅，然后前一阵子水波炉啊，对不对？水波炉，然后再来气炸锅，然后再来这 Instant Pot。What's next? We don't know. We'll see. We will see. Okay. We will see. Cobra says there were people who used several Instant Pots to cook a Thanksgiving dinner. How nice would that be? That's great. If you have to cook a Thanksgiving dinner for many, many people, you deserve to have a few more Instant Pots than one, right? 如果你真的要毛起来要煮全家，就是一家3代的，对不对？的这个年夜饭啊，对不对 ？Instant Pot 一台哪够啊？笑死人了。对不对？来个5-6台同时煮，对不对？ Well, that makes sense. That's brilliant. That's a brilliant idea. Peds, how you doing on your side? Petty, you there?
Yes.
Hi, Peds. Everything sound okay?
Yeah.
没有 echo 了吗？今天？Perfect. Thank you. And how's your day, Peds? 今天太阳这么舒服的一天，你跑去哪里了？
没有，去买个东西。
Oh, you just did shopping. Shopping, very nice. All right. So, Peds, let me know if we're ready to go.
Yeah, we can go.
Okay, we're ready to go. Thanks, Peds. 非常谢谢我们 Petty. Okay, let's get the show on the road then. Hello, you guys, and welcome to another session of 15 Minutes Live Podcast. 非常欢迎大家又再次来到了我们的15 Minutes 通勤学语直播室。我是大家的主持人 John 老师，然后在我的右手边是我们的扛把子、技术扛把子，还有副主持 Petty。Petty say hi.
Hi, everybody.
Yes， 对。那这个 Petty 呢，最近呢，是不是都比较沉默一点，比较少话，然后就要跟大家爆一个料，为什么呢？因为他在 plan 他的 vacation。Petty 是不是差不多要出国了？
明明就还很久。
我们一直觉得你 plan 很久，你知道吗？然后你最近又买了 gay 西嘛，对不对？那天还做了直播等等的，我们都在看，哇，买什么新东西，然后出去要用这样子。对 ，Petty plan 很久嘛。
也还好吧。
是哦，
对啊，
没1-2个月，
还很久夏天的事情。
对啊，可是我说你 plan 这件事情应该有一阵子吧？你有想了，对不
对？算是吧。
你这人做事就是这样啦，都是预先都想好了很多。那个给西，对，你就想说，如果6月份才要去，你现在买那个东西干嘛？买那么多器材干嘛？准备要出去玩了 ，You're getting ready， 去那边要大拍一番，对不对？
就留做一些记录嘛，反正那么久没出去了。
是真的哦。Petty 以前很常出去，然后现在终于了，可以再出国了，对不对 ？So you guys stay tuned。这个 Petty 这个夏天呢出国了，就有好玩跟好分享的东西跟我们讲了哦。对 ，Let's stay tuned for that. Right. So, as you guys know, before we move on to the regular program, 到我们这个今天要分享的内容之前呢，我们现在都有一个时段叫 Podcast Time。那 Podcast Time 呢，最主要的是跟大家分享 我们在台湾的 podcaster， 我们台湾土生土长的 podcaster 的这些创作的节目，因为我们有太多很有趣的节目，然后可以让大家知道。然后呢，可以大家不用一定要听通勤学英语这个节目，如果你有兴趣再去 explore 去探索更多不同的节目的时候呢，我们这边 podcast time 就是在这边跟你介绍的。那如果今天晚上呢，我们有一个非常非常 special guest， 然后这个呢算是在 podcast 类别里面算是非常非常 unique 的一个 podcaster 所以大家有兴趣一定要来去订阅，然后收听。我们今天来欢迎我们的与火通乱说，我们的吴彤，欢迎。Yes，
哇，这个音效好棒哦！谢谢张老师的邀请哦。各位听众朋友，大家好，我是与火通乱说的吴彤。大家都听得到我的声音吗？
有，听得非常清楚。好的，吴彤 ，Why don't you
超级感谢姜老师
tell
邀
us?
约。
Yeah, please tell us a little bit about the name of your podcast. Why is it called 与火通乱说
？OK， 因为其实在台湾很好玩哦，就是养宠物的人很多，那宠物非常多元嘛，有猫有狗有鸟有什么都有。那现在呢，就是一大堆宠物，大家都有社群有讨论区，可是养鱼的人都很地下化。那可是养鱼的社团都很杂，然后每个人都很多，所以就变成好像养鱼这件事情变成是一个很混乱的兴趣。那大家可能只养过个场。对，那我很喜欢鱼，我就觉得很可惜，
是不是因为鱼的种类也太多种，所以
对，这也是一个原因，
不容易。因为我们我知道小时候看过一些长辈就有什么这个淡水鱼、咸水鱼，然后还有那种这金鱼类的这种，然后很好养的，然后不好养的，然后需要 pump 的，然后需要很大的 fish tank 的，这些种其实那个种类跟类别也太多了，觉得。不容易消化。
其实是因为这样哦，因为其实养鱼这件事情，当实际上养，因为我自己是从小时候大概6、7岁就开始养鱼了，然后养到现在都快40岁了，养了就几乎是人生都在养鱼啦。那当然工作中间有做别的工作，可是在养的过程就发现说，其实养鱼这一块，不论你是做养吃的鱼，就是水产养殖，还是说你今天是在养好看的，就是观赏鱼、热带鱼的部分，那它都需要很大量的知识基础。可是，在台湾却找不到可以正统的去好好的学这一些的地方。那你说大学嘛，大专院校有水产养殖系，台湾也才4、5所有。可是，一般的人，你想要在日常生活中得到这些资讯，超级困难的。真的要平常说超级困难的，对，因为网络上面的资讯乱七八糟、错误百出，然后现在呢，以前年轻的时候就很多人都土法炼钢在养，那到了现在是又有像内容农场啊之类的，所以你查到的资料都是网络上面这一些 AI 去抓已经是错误的资料拼凑给你的资料，所以就是一般人养鱼现在更难养。那在这样的状况，你没有任何一个基准可以去参考说我到底怎样的操作叫做正确的操作，什么样的鱼叫做健康的鱼，我怎么样养是对的。光是他发现怪怪的状况的时候，就有100种说法，所以就变成说养鱼这个产业一直都没有人推，也很难进场。那大家就会觉得养鱼很难。可是我自己是从小养，然后又念相关科系，一路这样过来，我就觉得说，其实他是可以去把这个东西拨乱反正的，所以就想说干脆自己来推吧，反正没有人推嘛。
了解。
对对对。
那因为吴彤刚刚有说到，就是养鱼需要很大的这个知识的这个 foundation 我们刚刚讲到知识的 foundation，我就是在想我小时候养的其实我们在养鱼的过程，不觉得它需要任何知识，只是养的久不久嘛，对不对？我可能养了3个月、6个月、9个月，反正我就是像买新的鱼这样子，就是 always 就是如果说我今天要认真把一只鱼或一种鱼种把它养得好、养得久、养得到它的生命极限这样的状态，要把它给它 quality of life。I don't think that's easy, but I think most people would go back and say, okay, yeah, well, my fish died and let's go back to the pet store and buy more fish. 就是再回去 pet shop， 我们再回去买几只，然后就是反正不要给可能如果很贵的鱼就不要给老婆知道说鱼死掉了嘛，对不对？那如果是不小心把鱼弄死的那个，对，把家人的鱼弄死的，也赶快再买一条补回去，对不对？反正家人也看不出来。 对不对？都叫长得的那个样子，就叫小名嘛。
不过其实还好啦，因为鱼其实像我们真的有在养的人会知道每一只鱼的个性真的会不一样，长相也会有略微的不同。所以鱼它是，鱼是会有这样子的一个状态的。
Okay.
对，所以很多时候人家说，那个鱼死掉了，买一只回来。长同一种鱼，可是每一种鱼有好几只，个体上又有差异。就像我们养10只吉娃娃，每一只都会不一样嘛。
OK，
对
OK，
对，所以会有这样的状况。
That's fair。可是普通人就没有办法那么容易的去分辨说，我爸爸的那个天使鱼，反正就是长那个颜色，反正我再换几只，他可能鱼目混珠，对不对？我看他也可能也不认得。可是真的认真在养的人就很清楚了，知道在养什么了，对不对？养的久不久也是问题，对。所以那梧桐，So next, why don't you tell us a little bit about, other than we heard about how you wanted to start this podcast, and how long has your podcast been around? 就我们 podcast 做多久了？
其实我大约做了1年多吧。
Oh, I see. I see.
然后目前这1年多的时间，因为是严格来讲，一开始只是想要把Podcast 当作是，因为我自己有在推广养鱼的东西，那想说把 Podcast 当成是一个直播的侧录。那后来最后发现，现在大家都喜欢，真的就像张老师的节目一样，通勤说英语。我们的养鱼的朋友也很喜欢在上下班的路上，因为就喜欢养嘛，那就听我们的侧录。那我就想，那既然这样，就干脆我就针对通勤的时间录个短的集数，一次就讲一个议题。就这样子一路做起来，结果现在就也都是可以说是华语养鱼圈我算的这个频道算 No.1 的，就很妙。
了解。
Wow, 对，就讲华语养鱼的听众全部都会听我的。
Very, very unique. 所以吴桐再帮我们分享一下，如果今天呢，我们想要就是开始，就是可能我们像我小时候过去就有养过鱼，可是你知道常常养死就很害怕，就开始产生恐惧，因为这样。真的很对不起他们，对不对？每次养一次就对不起他们。可是，你有没有一集，或者是说你有没有推荐我们，比如说这种超级新手的，应该从哪里开始听起你的 podcast 或吸收这些资讯？从你这边哪里吸收开始，才是一个比较好的一个出发点？可能我们又可以回去。到我们小时候，我是甚至于 overcome 我们小时候那个就是很害怕买鱼回来然后把它养死那种状态
啊。如果是这样子的话，我这边有小小的私心想推荐的，但是我知道大家要好养，可能要有信心会养别的因为我自己这边是在第2季，因为我的第2季 Season 2的113集有一个是教大家养一个鱼叫做彩兔。它其实是盖斑斗鱼，台湾的鱼。那今年因为是兔年，我这一集在今年过年前，农历年前上市的时候，一播出来就得到了极大的回响，因为达到生效了。
对，所以我们先听这一集 Season 2的 Episode
113
113 Wow, that's many episodes.
对，那这一集是真的很适合所有想要养鱼的新手，因为是我这一集的介绍是这一条鱼，这一种鱼，它可以从出生养到它老，到它生小鱼，小鱼怎么带成这样了。
哇，fantastic！ 所以这一集就是一个等于大的攻略了，对不对？这个彩兔的攻略了。
是的。我这边还有另外一集，就是也很私心想推，也可以顺便推一下因为我知道并不是每个人都喜欢养斗鱼或那么大只的鱼，那因为我自己本身有在繁殖很多的鱼，那我这边也有释出一些鱼种的完全攻略，就是让你一样轻松的养到它生，养到它一辈子。那我自己最近有一集也是很受欢迎，是那个107集的巧克力娃娃完全攻略，
也是 Season 2的，对不对？
对 ，Season 2
107 episode， OK，
对，它这个是一个全长只有2公分多的河豚，非常的可爱。
Pufferfish， 哇，
淡水的河豚，
淡水的河豚建议养哇 ，Pufferfish 很可爱，每次看那个抖音里面 Pufferfish 超级看起来有些大型的，也有那种小型的，真的是对哇，看到人家养很会养，真的很羡慕。
对，我算是在全球比较 少就是有专门在玩这个的，因为我可以做繁殖、育苗，我都能做。那繁殖出河豚的人就是不太多，对。那我把这个直接就怎么繁殖、怎么带的资讯全部都放出来。这一集在养鱼人之间，国际上受到了极大的好评。对，我也推荐大家可以去听听看。
Cool。所以这种鱼种，你说这个 pufferfish， 它是现在很 popular 的一种吗？还是
是，现在在台湾的水族馆大概都买得到。对，大概30块一只就有了。
是哦，然后又好养哦。
对，
很难想象 pufferfish 好养
很好养，而且它又小又可爱，还会认人，又会互动。
哇，
才一个拇指指甲大而已哦。
哇，直接推坑我了，明天就来买。不是，我们养宠物还是要养鱼，养任何宠物都还是要有一点 responsibility，OK， 还是要有责任感的，不是就是有钱就当大爷，对不对？它便宜不是重点，是我们能不能好好把它养的，对不对？跟我们这个培养感情，然后是我们生活的，这个也是一个兴趣的一种培养嘛。对不对？
是的，因为其实养这个鱼养鱼其实它不像别的宠物可以带出去遛，可是就是如果你今天室内空间就是比较沉闷，你只要放一缸鱼或打一盏光在那边，整个室内的氛围就会随之改变。所以我觉得养鱼是一个非常好的一个室内生活美学的一个延伸啦。那加上它本身就是生命，它其实是你养的过程会发现它会认人，会跟你互动，这个感觉是不一样的。对，所以非常推荐大家试试看。
以前都不觉得鱼会这样，顶多就是要喂它的时候有没有，然后它就可能看到你的手，然后就是会很兴奋，然后除此之外大概就是这样了。对，
其实他看到不同人来，他不会理人家哦。
所以
因为是你，他才理你哦。
所以其实还有很多这个不同种类，它本身有不同的个性，跟它不同的这些细节在真的自己养育的过程才会产生的嘛，对不对？它并不是说
是的，
我今天随便去一个水族缸买回来，我就可以好好跟它培养。这跟我们去 adopt a dog or cat is very very similar。Okay.
是的。
Yeah. Wow, that's very very interesting. Definitely check it out. 所以我们有2个要跟大家推的 episode， 可以去听看看，就是 Season 2的107 episode and episode 113。
是的
，OK，
非常希望大家
107可以大家去听看看。如果就算不懂呢，其实今天也上了一课间接也给梧桐上了一课，就是pufferfish 跟这个彩兔现在很 popular。
对，真的，
不常去水族馆逛的，对不对？至少今天得到这个，已经可以，明天可以，后天可以去上班的时候跟同事在炫耀了，对不对？你是不是有养那个 pufferfish 啊，或者是这个彩兔，对不对？就有话题可以聊了。
这个真的非常受欢迎，这2集出来的，在台湾的水族圈就掀起不小话题了。
肯定。
对，那这边也小小的跟大家讲一声，就是如果大家对于鱼会有兴趣，或是说你想要养却不知道怎么开始，我在我的频道，你用关键字搜寻新手我有特别把新手集前面有加入这个关键字，你只要搜寻都会看到。对，所以欢迎大家入坑。
对 ，So you buy these pets responsibly， 要很负责任的去做这些事情所以大家可以先听 podcast， 先去研究，然后去 blog 上面先去了解清楚了，可能会带给你生活的不同的这个乐趣，跟培养你的兴趣磨你的耐心，对不对？养这些宠物也是需要耐心的啦。
是的，
不是放着就没事了，对不对？也没有到这么容易养。
对，它其实如果你能好好养，就是稍微有一点知识的话，你会发现它真的是所有宠物最好养的。就有的时候放着都没关系。
Wow, I didn't know that. OK， 所以有点，其实梧桐分享的就有一点突破我们小时候所懂的这个概念，因为看到鱼很容易死，就觉得这个东西很难养。
对，其实很多时候是
dog and cats 不容易，对不对？我们小朋友跟 dog and cats 的那种互动就是。它就是感觉很长寿，可是可能有些物种，可能有些鱼种其实更长寿，对不对？
对，鱼大概很多都是15年到30年以上的寿命
对，是我们不会养，再把它养死的。
人生
对嘛？ 对，通常是这样，不，所以不是说
是的
哦，鱼这个种类很难养，而是其实可能我们 know how 不够，或者是说我们的环境变迁太急剧嘛，对不对？
对，
环境改变
操作过
太急剧。
头了。你什么都不做，反而它还稳定。你一直弄它，它就会出事。
哦，OK. Well, that's also a very interesting perspective. But
是
a
的，是
little
的，
bit more about that next time we invite you back. 对，下一次呢，我们再欢迎梧桐回来，再跟我们多分享这样子的 detail 的东西。因为这再下去
没问题。
就这个再下去，可能可以聊3天3夜，对不对？
是的，是的。
就大家都入坑，大家都开始养这些很厉害的鱼了哈。不过谢谢我们今天梧桐来跟我们分享，所以大家记得要去这个要去各大的播放器，应该都搜得到嘛，对不对？梧桐
搜得到。
搜得到。好，要搜什么呢？鱼活通乱说，所以是鱼活通或乱说，应该都可以，对不对？
都可以，
应该都可以。哎，那梧桐，我看你还有一个 English name Fish Activity Information， 这个有在你的命名里面吗？如果今天 key Fish Activity Information 会有吗？
应该会直接找到我的官网，因为我现在创业中，
Okay.
这是我公司的名称，英名。
哦，所以OK， 我官网这边是英文，一定搜得到。那 Podcast 就用中文，鱼活通。乱
说，是的。
Okay, got it. Thank you very much, 梧桐。
谢谢
Thank you for coming to share your podcast with us. 谢谢梧桐来分享这么有趣的 podcast 给我们知道，所以大家可以看到我们 podcast 的 channel， 我们一路来从去年11月到现在，你看哦，今天算是第15还是第16 ？I can't exactly remember. But this has to be, if you listen to the 15th or the 16th time episodes with us, you will see that in Taiwan there are many, many very interesting podcasts around. 台湾有太多非常非常有创意、非常非常有这个深度的这些 podcast 哦。其实平常呢，可能你不会特别去搜寻它，或者是说你不会特别在任何的排行榜看到它。可是呢，它就是这么有趣，所以欢迎大家多探索台湾的 podcast. All right, so thank you very much. And moving on to the next thing and coming back to our regular program. 我们就回到呢我们今天的主题啦，就是我们今天的15 Minutes Live Podcast 的职场系列。Thank you very much. 谢谢我们梧桐哦。所以等一下呢，我们来聊。姜老师这边会分享呢，今天这个主题呢，姜老师最近想了一下，这个有些学生就会来问我，他们常常呢在text message system 他们的 IM 里面哦 ，Instant Messenger 或者是 Microsoft Teams or WhatsApp or whatever you guys use or maybe even Slack, and during your communication with anybody.Maybe it's your peers, maybe it's your supervisor, maybe it's your subordinate. 他们都会发现，学生都会发现，不管在任何层级的沟通上面哦，因为沟通的人也太多种，对，然后层级也太多种，所以很容易搞混。然后搞混了以后呢，就会发现说，其实那个语气都不会调整。然后呢，很多时候问句呢就会变成非常的犀利。然后呢，如果今天的问句呢不是有带入这个所谓的文化的同理的时候呢 ，a little bit of your cultural consideration, you might just be presented as rude. 可能你这样子呢，就会变成非常非常无理或蛮横，因为大家不了解你的语气，因为你的问句呢，其实用中式的问句方法呢，大家可能不是特别了解。中式呢，我们在中文里面的问句哦。其实如果硬翻成英文的话，其实多数呢是非常非常没有礼貌的，对，因为 Why don't you do this? Why don't you do that? 你为什么没有这样做？你为什么没有这样做？那等等的这样子的语气跟语句呢，其实在职场上就会吃亏啦，因为外国人不吃这一套，他会觉得你非常没礼貌，不想理你 ，OK， 默默的跟你保持距离哦。所以呢，今天我们就要来讨论 questions for effective communication between coworkers. So between you and your coworkers. All right. So that's what we're going to be talking about tonight. Okay. So I'm going to quickly share a couple of questions tonight. I've got a couple questions to share. And then at the end of tonight's segment, I want you guys to please do come and share with us. 我们今天晚上的分享时间呢, there are 2 points that you can come and share with us. What was the one issue you helped a coworker clarify or resolve? Okay, maybe through this process, through a personal experience or personal issue with your coworkers that you've resolved, maybe you could identify what went wrong and the way you questioned it. Okay. And also, what are the other important tips for effective listening and questioning? We can definitely talk about that in a little bit. 所以大家可以先想一下哦，在最后呢，郑老师会欢迎我们的通行家族再来跟我们做分享时间的分享哦。那大家可以等一下呢，借由我几个不同的例句呢，跟问句的形态呢，大家可以去思考一下，平常是不是会犯这些错误？因为我们在问问题的时候 ，when we ask questions, often at times we're looking to resolve a problem. 通常我们都要去，不是要解决问题呢，就是要去了解对方怎么想，对不对？就要了解对方到底是想要处理什么。做些什么，或者他思考什么东西。Okay, so questions are not meant to be used as an instrument for criticism. 它不是拿来问句哦，其实大家要很小心，就是拿来用来变批判对方或批评对方的，其实都不讨好，尤其是在职场的状态里面。OK， 不论你是不是上司，或者是董事长、更高层等等，其实这些都是非常不讨好的一个现象哦。非必要，其实真的不要用到那一种的语句 ，OK， 那种问句。So tonight we're gonna start off by talking about the kickstart type questions to kickstart something. OK. So this kickstart question is to kickstart the conversation, to start that conversation, to identify a problem or identify or finding out what the other person want. Okay. So kickstart question 就是我们启动型，我们启动这个 conversation， 因为有互动、有沟通、有聊天，才会聊出我们要的出路，对两边才会有对称嘛。对不对？因为对方呢莫名其妙的问你，跟你要一件事情，你不了解整体的状况的时候呢，其实也不容易去做一个 advice， 也不容易去做一个回应。It's not easy to answer or give advice when you don't understand the situation. All right. So here are some example sentences that you may use as the kickstart question to start that conversation. So both of you and your counterparty, can start looking at the problem at the same plane. So first thing is, what's on your mind? The first example, what's on your mind? Okay, to kickstart the conversation. What are your thoughts on this issue? What are your thoughts on what the supervisor said earlier? What are your thoughts? 你怎么想呢? What do you think of the issue? What do you think of what was said earlier on in the meeting? OK， 你是怎么思考的呢？你是怎么想呢？哎，你现在在想什么 ？OK， 这些话题呢，这些 question 都可以帮助你进入说 OK，let's talk about this. Let's find out what exactly is the issue that we should now look at. 我们现在应该要专注在哪一个点？从这个启动型的问题呢，就很容易开始哦。对方就会开始 OK，yeah， 因为你要倾听他嘛，对不对？我们要开始倾听对方到底怎么想的，然后到底发生什么事情 OK。And then moving on, we've got the focus question. 我们有专注型的，这个时候呢，我们听完这一轮了以后呢，再来我们就要专注了，我们就要来找到重点了 OK。So now you need to hone in on an issue， 就是在这么发散这么多，那可能你的同事跟你分享很多啊，等等的。他除了情绪上、理性上呢，等等，还有处理事情上等等，全部都帮你分享了一遍了以后呢 ，Now you gotta hone in on this issue。我们要开始专注来说，把它说到 ，Let's narrow it down to an issue or two， 来抓重点了 OK。So here are some example sentences you guys can use. We can ask, what is the real challenge here? What is the real challenge here? 哎，这个我们这边最主要的或最重要的这个挑战会是什么？ What's the real challenge here? Next, what are the key issues? OK， 重点是什么呢？我们刚刚讲了一轮，我们来思考一下，那重点会落在哪里呢？ What are the key issues? Do we know what the main problem is? 所以下一句 Do we know what the main problem is? 就是那我们清楚知道说主要的问题是什么吗？ Do we know what the main problem is? 可能需要再厘清，或者是那我们互相都点出来 What I think is the main problem and what you think could be the main problem. Okay. So to narrow it down. Okay.And then we will move on to the next level question, which is what we call the foundational question. The foundation question, it's exactly to pinpoint what needs to be done. 所以这个呢，我们除了讲 foundation question， 应该讲 what is the action that needs to be taken. 所以是什么行动呢？应该要什么作为呢？所以这边呢 ，What do you need？ 直接问对方 What do you need from me? What can I do to help you? So what kind of help do you want?What exactly do we need to solve this? OK， 所以你需要什么，或者是我们现在要处理这件事情，应该需要什么样的协助呢？或需要什么样的资源，或者是我们有哪些事情是必须先做的 ？OK， so these are the action question. You got to take action. What exactly are the actions that you want to take? All right.And the last one would be the strategic questions. OK， 比较策略型的 strategic question。所以这个呢，其实有很多种哦。John 老师只有 list 一种 ，because you know, like we can go on for days with strategy, right？ 策略型的东西哦，其实就是比较也不是说比较虚，就是说需要一些眼界跟需要一些这个资讯量哦，所以不容易。那我们这边呢，就今天提到了一个，就是这个很简单的，让大家去理清楚哦。其实策略型不外乎就是去分清楚你的资源跟先后顺序哦。所以资源、时间啊，然后还有所谓的 priority 这三个的 element 是最主要的，在策略里面，对不对？所以呢 ，Here's the example sentence. If you're saying yes to this, what are you saying no to? 所以呢，我们要去理清楚说，如果我们今天资源都这么有限，可是我们今天这么想要做这件事情，可是那我们会耽误到其他的哪些事情 ？What are we saying no to? If we are all saying yes to this, then what are we saying no to? Are we okay with that? 所以这种策略型的问题呢，就会问到说 ，OK， 那我们今天想要有这些行动，我们有这些想法。然后呢，我们去一直说了以后呢，这样子做在整个大局里面是好的嘛？所以是一个 strategic question. So, in the bigger picture, is it okay for us to do this? If we're saying we want to do this, then what are we saying no to? What else are we missing? 所以这个就是我们所谓的 strategic question. So, between you and your coworker， 所以我们在跟同事间互动的时候，就要先理清楚。很多时候我会看到我的学生，他们尤其在 email writing 的时候，都因为看到人家来问事情，然后所以呢就非常非常高兴的要回给对方一个非常完整的事情。可是呢，在还没有阅读清楚这个 question before my clients usually read the questions closely and understand what is needed. They tend to want to write a very, very big email, a long email, okay? 300 to 400 word email. And they spend a lot of time writing it and then realizing the other side only needed a simple answer. 所以很多时候呢，我在帮他们 review 一些 email 的时候，都发现说，哇，他们就是非常非常的紧张哦，在某种程度应该是讲紧张啊，就是非常紧张哦。有人来问了，那我就要给你一个 big picture， 我要从上个礼拜发生什么事情，到这个礼拜发生什么事，到昨天我到底怎么处理、应对等等的，把整个 story 都写出来，这样子去回 email。其实通常对方如果认真仔细看对方的 question 的时候呢，其实如果我们不了解对方，或者是对方抓不到他的问题的重点，我们要替他抓重点。So you gotta find out what's on your mind, what can I help?Okay, and then help the other counterparty to focus. 所以要把它 narrow down， 要把它缩减哦，要把它专注一点。 然后呢，这样子我们回应呢才对对方有效，才是有效的沟通。要不然呢，对方呢也不是非常清楚，他也只是可能很 emotionally in need， 他只是可能情绪上呢需要一个人来知道说他现在很紧急，发生什么事情，可是他还没有抓到重点。So maybe you can think about that in your daily life or at work. If it happens to you, you got to slow it down. You got to look at what is being asked. OK， 对方到底在问什么呢？我们要协助他，我们就用这些不同的类型的问题来去帮他抓重点。那这个时候呢，就会显得你非常非常 ，you are a good listener， 你非常非常有认真的在倾听哦，你想要真的替他找答案，而不是就是一个萝卜一个坑哦。他对方问你一个很 vague and well, some people do this. They ask a very vague question, and what do they get? They get a very vague answer. 所以他很笼统的问题丢来，你也很笼统的 answer 回去，两边互相伤害时间，对不对？时间成本就是互相伤害了。Okay, so these are definitely some of the questions you guys can think about how to use in your daily work to improve your communication. Okay, right. Coming back to the room chat. Hello, Astro. I see you. Sheming, hello. Joe, you are more than welcome. And Sheming says Sheming is in Hualien. Great. Great to have you on board too, Sheming. So, guys, now I'm going to open the floor. 我们就到了我们的分享时间。刚刚张老师有分享几种不同的类型的问题哦，大家有没有思考说，其实我们常常就是直接回答，我们都不会再问问题了嘛，对不对？我们也不会帮对方理清楚什么，透过问题去理清楚更多的他所需要的事情。所以我们有启动型的 kickstart question、the focus question 专注型的问题哦。And then we got the foundation question, which is 根本型的。And then we got the strategic question 策略型的哦，就是先后顺序啦，然后这个还有资源啦、资源分配等等的哦，所以这几种问题呢，在不同的情境里面呢，就非常非常有用，帮你理清楚对方到底要什么 before you officially give your answer. So next up, I'm going to open the floor for our 15 minutes family. 再来呢，John 老师就要欢迎我们的15 minutes family， 也就是我们的通勤家族来分享几件，看大家有没有对这几件的 question 呢，其实有相关的经验，然后再来是我们这边也有几个问题哦，大家可以往这边思考。So first question is, what was the one issue you helped the coworker to clarify and resolve? What happened? What happened in that situation? Did you use any questions? 有没有用问句呢来理清楚对方呢？ Is that something you do on a daily basis? And then the other question is, maybe you can share about what are the other important tips for effective listening and question. 因为今天我们讲到有效的倾听跟有效的用问句来做有效的倾听嘛，然后跟非常有效的沟通，那大家可以再来聊聊，如果你非常有经验的话 Yeah, we want to learn from you. Okay, we want to hear where you use these questions and how you use them. Okay, right. 所以我们欢迎通勤家族来举手，来跟我们聊一聊今天晚上这个相关的职场系列与同事良性互动的问句。What are some of the questions you use? All right. Anybody? 我们欢迎 or else I'm going to just invite some of you guys, okay? Feel free to raise your hand. 大家如果不知道哪里可以举手的话呢，其实可以看你的右下方哦，麦克风旁边的那个就是举手啦。欢迎欢迎。Okay. Okay, I see Alex. Alex, this is more for work, not for school, but hey, let's hear you out.
Hello.
Hi, Alex. Good evening to you.
And so good.
Yeah, great. So,
Alex,
okay, so tell us what are some of the questions that you use between your fellow students? When you guys work on an assignment, how do you help each other? What kind of questions do you use?
We also use foundation questions.
Okay, like what? Can you give us a few examples?
Like what kind of help do you want to need? And what and how do we solve this problem?
How we solve this problem? Okay, okay, okay. That's interesting. That's very nice. Alex, your background ambience is a little loud. I'm afraid. Yeah, thank you. If you can mute that for a little bit. Yes. Thank you very much, Alex. So Alex, with his fellow students, he also asks, "Hey, what can we do to improve this? What can we do to do better? Okay, or resolve this? What can we do?" That's very, very nice. So it's all about being on a team, right? So what can we do that's better? All right. But remember, Alex, key point is we use these questions sometimes to help the other person clarify what's the effectively the problem there, okay, or the issue at hand. Sometimes the counterparty won't know. Sometimes you won't understand it until they explain it to you. So, it would be nice to always tell them, "Hey, what do you think of the issue? Where do you think we should start?" Okay, from there, you can go on and say, what are the key elements of this assignment? For example, if it's an assignment, then you can ask your fellow students, what is needed from us? Okay, what does the teacher want us to do here? Okay, instead of telling the other students, "Hey, you're doing it wrong," don't say that. Say, what exactly did the teacher want us to do? Maybe we should revisit that. We should look at that. And then, or what are the resources we need? Okay, so you help them to clarify and list. And then, how much time do we have? So on and so forth. So by doing so, you're not challenging anybody, you're not criticizing anybody, but you're helping raise the question. And then using questions to clarify the situation at hand. All right. No, don't worry, Alex. It happens. Moving on. We got Eric on the line. Hello, Eric. How are you?
Hello, John.
What's up, Eric? Yes. So tell me, do you use questions like this when you communicate with your international colleagues? You don't? You just listen to them and say,
no.
"Okay, got it. I'll help you." You don't ask any questions, or do
No,
you ask questions?
I need to ask question to him because we have sometimes we do the job we we must do face so many problems. So
yes.
I almost
many different issues, right? It may be a very complicated situation. It's not a very simple situation. Good.
Yeah.
So what are the questions you use to help yourself clarify and understand what the other person want? What do you use?
Maybe I use the what do you need? It's easy.
What do you need?
Yeah, easy and quickly.
Okay. And do they always tell you what they need? Or do you have to figure it out after a while?
But because sometimes the foreigner. Yeah. Our coworker they know they know we don't use the hard, difficult English.
Mm-hmm.
So we always use the easy and the quickly.
Okay. Yeah. You get to the point.
Yeah.
You try to get, so you don't need to write any fancy emails, but you get to the point. What do you need me to do? So, Eric, next time, same thing. Take some points from the questions tonight. Okay, don't say what do you need, because it sounds like over email there's no emotion, so it feels like you're here again. So it might not sound very polite.
Okay. I know. We are always the face to face.
Okay. So instead of saying what do you need, Okay.
Yeah.
What help do you need from me? So you can add that, right? What help do you need from me?
Oh, okay.
Because he needs help, but what kind of help do you need from me? Because you have a specialty, right? You specialize in something. Other things you can't do, but you can help him with what you are good at. So, what kind of help do you need? Or, what kind of help do you need? Or, what help do you need?
What
help do you need?
Oh, what help
or
do
what
you need?
kind of help do you need?
Okay, I see.
Yes.
Thank you.
Or what can I help you with?
Oh, what can you? Okay.
What can I help you with, right?
What can I?
From me. Yes. Because sometimes they only want to share their problems. So your international colleagues come to you and say, oh, Eric, that IC board 1, 2, 3, there's something wrong, blah, blah, blah. It's just a story. He doesn't need you to fix anything.
Oh, yeah, it's true. It's true.
Right? I mean, he's just, it's just chatting. It's just chatting, right?
Yes, it's
so
true.
If you want to just find out whether he needs your help, then you can ask him, hey, what kind of help do you need? What kind of help do you want? Okay. Or, you can go direct and say, can I help you with something?
Yeah. Oh, I see. Okay.
Yeah. Can I help? You want to help. You just tell him, hey, can I help?
It's better.
Yes. So you can add some of the, some of the elements tonight. Or what is the real, for example, if you go back to the focus question, let's say, going back to that case I just used, your colleague, international colleague, he's just complaining about certain things. And then you can help him. So what are the key issues here? What do you think is the key issue? And then you will say, oh, I think the key issue is this, A, B, C, the IC board, the power, the this, that. And then you can say, okay, so what help do you need? I can help. I can help with the IC.
Okay.
Yeah. Or do you need help from Peter, who's the IC guy?
I know. Okay.
You see, these questions can help you sort of clarify a lot of things.
Yeah.
To figure out what he actually wants. You see, and help him also find out what he wants. And then by doing so, he will appreciate that you are a good listener.
Oh,
you understand his problem.
Yeah, I understand. I see.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then if you get a colleague, for example, he doesn't like to speak, he's always very independent, he doesn't talk much, then you can use the kickstart question. Hey, what's on your mind? What are your thoughts? What do you think of the new IC board? And he will say, new IC, blah, blah, I hate this, this sucks, blah, blah, blah. So can I help you with anything? And he will say, yes. Yeah. It'll be great if you can help me with, give me a name I can talk to about the IC situation. And then you say, oh, just talk to Peter. He's my friend. And here's an email. Done.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. So the train of thought, you're helping the other person. You're not using questions to say, why didn't you do this? Why didn't you do that? Shouldn't you have done this? That approach would only make people feel criticized. They won't feel good because you're not my boss. You're telling me, why didn't you do this? Why didn't you do that? Why don't you try this? Why don't you try that? People just sometimes don't want to try anything, right?
Oh, yes, it's true.
So letting them talk. You got to let them talk. So what are your thoughts? What do you think is the main issue? So on and so forth. Using these questions would help you clarify what they want. Oh. Very easily. Yeah.
Okay. I will try that.
Yeah, Eric, give it a go. Add some elements. Add the help in there. Use the words like challenge. What do you think is the real challenge? What are your challenges? What can I help with your challenge? Yes. Don't use words like the problem. Everything is a problem. Right? Okay. Yes.
Okay.
Everything needs to be solved. How can we make this better? Or use better, improve. So the words you use, you can slowly look at the way you use questions and then change the words to make it more positive. And that usually works very, very well with international colleagues.
Okay.
Yeah. You save yourself a lot of cultural misunderstanding if you catch my drift. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you, John.
Very nice, Eric. Fantastic. Yes, next up, we've got Sean on the line. Hello, Sean.
Hello, John. Good evening.
Good evening, Sean. How are you, my man?
Still nervous.
Okay.
But in case not to make you nervous too, so
we are good. I'm feeling good tonight, so I'm sure you're feeling
I'm
good.
not nervous right now.
All right. Brilliant, Sean. So, Sean, a little bit about tonight, for work, okay? How often do you use questions, or how often do you get, have to give answers?
Here's the thing that in my office there's a new coworker just
Who joined?
and just joined us, and my supervisor assigned me to being his like to guide him or teach him.
Mentor.
A mentor, or that's the word. Okay.
Okay.
So
How much more senior are you compared with this newcomer? Like 5 years senior, or 6 years senior, or like just a few?
3 years.
3 years.
Okay.
Okay. So you're a little senior.
A little,
Not
yeah.
So
just
senior.
a little.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So this is more like I wouldn't say it's a mentor program, but more like a guidance, a big brother kind of idea, right?
Yeah. Just and if he got some, and if he got any problem, that I will just try to help him. Or something. Yeah.
Help him navigate the office and the culture.
Yeah.
Yes. So what's happening with this guy?
And he's kind of shy. And not talk too much. And every time I ask him questions, he will be like kind of nervous like me.
Okay.
So every time I saw him, and I just ask, is everything okay today? If you got any problem or anything you don't know what to do, you could just ask me. Yeah. So that's it.
Does he always ask, or does he think it's just something polite you said?
Every time I talk to him, ask him, is everything okay today? Then he will finally tell me that he actually he do make some problem, or something he don't know what to do. Yep.
So he's not very active. He won't approach you and say, "Oh, Sean, I need a big favor. Please help me. I got stuck." He doesn't come to you.
Yeah.
Right, actively. But you gotta ask, "Hey, how are you today?" And then he's like, "Thanks for asking. Actually, something did happen today."
Finally, someone asked me.
Okay, so I think he has this colleague of yours. Just it's just trying to blend in, trying to be nice. Okay, so in Asian culture, in Taiwan too, in offices in Taiwan, it's all about being polite. You gotta be nice. Right, you don't want to be too aggressive and too active. Then people, like if you're too pushy, people don't like you.
Yeah.
So I mean, here I would say maybe the kickstart type questions. What's on your mind? What are your thoughts? What do you think of this? What do you think of that? Once he sees that you are curious about what he thinks, he may be more open. But if you ask him, "Hey, do you have a problem today? Is everything okay today?" Then it's either, "Yes, I have a problem. No, I don't." Right? It's a yes or no question. But when you leave it open-ended, like an open, "Hey, how do you feel about work today?" And just random chat. And once he opens up to that, I'm sure he will probably feel more comfortable coming to you.
Okay, but he's doing everything good right now.
Oh, that's fantastic. Even better, right? Even better. So to kickstart the question with using your case with your coworker, I think the kickstart type questions, to how to make conversations. Not many people get trained on how to start a conversation.
Okay.
Right? We always get to the point, and once you get to the point, it feels like you're either being criticized or you're being examined. Right? Everybody's checking. Oh, what did you do today? Did you finish this? Yeah, that's
Some
not
kind
a
of
conversation.
threat.
Yeah, that's not a conversation. That's like an examination of what your performance, right? What you did today or you didn't do. It's like KPI. So kickstart questions, I would say this is, something you can give it a try, with your colleagues. Kickstart, what do you think? Let them talk. You don't have to always give them the answer. Use questions and let them talk, to figure out what they really need.
So maybe next time there's a new coworker joined our office, then I will try this.
Yes, same thing. Or in meetings, certain situations are not very conducive to conversations. Especially at meetings, people keep quiet, and it's just, it's no.
Any question?
Yeah. And then when a supervisor says, "Are there any questions?" Nobody has a question because the way you ask the question, right? Yes. So, for example, if you think about it, using the meeting as a sort of a case study, okay? Think about it. If a supervisor starts the meeting and sets the agenda and says, "Hey guys, we're talking about the project today, and guys, please, do you have any questions regarding this project?" From the beginning of the meeting, then that's a different story. But no, usually that question comes at the end of the 2 hour or 3 hour meeting, right? And then everybody just wants to get back to their desks. So asking that question is meaningless.
Yeah.
Like, are there any questions? Duh. Everybody just wants to go back to their desks, including yourself. So no point in asking that question. You got to start very early to identify. Well, questions are meant to help you clarify and identify the problem areas where people don't see or not on the same page or don't see the problem the same way. You got to identify that quickly. So that people, in teamwork situations, you want to be on the same page as soon as possible.
Okay, I see.
Right. Sean, I hope it helps. Try and see where you can use some of these questions and let us know. Yeah. Fantastic stuff, Sean. Good to have you tonight.
Okay.
Thank you for sharing.
Okay, thank you, John.
Great stuff. Next up, we've got Zoria. Hello, Zoria. How are you?
Hello. Good evening.
Hi, Zoria. So Zoria, it's your first time tonight, right? To join us on 15 Minutes Live podcast.
A little bit nervous.
Okay, that makes Sean, you, and I the same. So you're okay. Zoria, tell us a little bit about how did you find out about 15 Minutes Live podcast? Are you a regular listener of a podcast?
Yes, and actually, I have read the essay 15 minutes every day for a long time.
Thank you. And a long time meaning like a few months or a few years?
A few years.
Really? Thank you very much for your support. I'm very surprised. You've been with us for how many years? Do you know? Do you remember?
About 2 to 3 years.
Wow, 2 to 3 years. Wow.
But I would just read the article on the websites once a week or twice a week. And very I want to just know more about the vocabulary that recently news would use.
Okay. So you just want to catch up on the current events. Very nice. So what made you come and join us on the live podcast?
Okay. I think this is fantastic.
Okay, but we have had this live podcast for almost a year now. Yeah, so why did you wait for so long to come and join us?
Oh, cause I just didn't notice.
You didn't
there
notice.
There is a clubhouse.
I'm gonna cry. You didn't notice.
Because I always read the article, and I didn't found that there is a clubhouse that everyone can join the room and chat online.
Okay, thank you, Zoria. That clarifies some issues here. Okay, so just for you guys to know, Zoria 刚刚提到的这个事情呢，可能是我的错。OK， 等一下佩蒂要把我骂爆了，就是他很辛苦的在帮我们，就是帮我们处理这些技术上的问题，就John老师都很瞎哦。就是我们在 website 上面，我们的官网里面其实有3个不同的主题，所以是一个 daily English shadowing, we got vocab, and we got 15 minutes live podcast。它不会在首页上全部都播出来，就会秀出来。所以它是在我们有一个就是在那个 drop down menu 里面，在那个 menu 里面呢，大家可以看到有3个。其实我们每个礼拜都有3种不同的节目。So that everybody knows, OK？ 可是呢，因为如果John老师那时候我那时候在看的时候，就是如果官网呢，然后每周就是很多所有不同节目形态，通通在同一个页面上，真的很乱。所以 ，so I made a separate page, and maybe that's why Zoya, you didn't realize that we have had a live podcast for so long. Maybe that's my fault.
But recently I heard the podcast, and I heard teacher John you say we have the clubhouse. So because of I heard this, and I remember to come to the clubhouse to join you.
Okay, great to have you finally on board. Yes, now you can come and join us every Monday evening. Yes, fantastic stuff. Okay. So Zoria, tell us a little bit about tonight. So tonight I shared a few type of questions, right? I don't know. Are you currently working? Or are you still studying?
I still studying, but if I discuss with my classmates and we got lost in the discussion, and I would ask them, okay, then let me paraphrase the question again, and let me check if we meet in if we have the same
I
direction.
Like that use of word. Where is our direction? Where are we going? These kind of questions are very, very useful to realign your assignment, right? If everybody is on the same page. Like you said, people might get lost in discussion or lost because, people have different needs or different thoughts, right?
Yeah, and sometimes because the words that have ambiguity, so it's tricky. I'm talking about A, and my classmate thinks, oh, it's B. And after we talking for a while, and we found out, oh, we are talking the different things.
Okay, very good. So now even through co-working with your fellow students on assignments, in a group assignment, for example, you have to often, every step of the way, you got to realign what everybody's thoughts are, or if everybody is heading the same direction. So it's called alignment. So questions would help us align, right? Because from our answers, we can tell, oh, Tina's got a different answer to mine. That means, hey, like, Tina, we better sit down and talk. Why do we see this thing differently? So it's very, very good that you mentioned this. Alignment is definitely key along the way, especially in a teamwork situation. Very nice. So what are some of the questions you've used that you remember you've used in your situation?
If I want to know more about the others' ideas, and I will ask them, could you please tell me more about your thoughts? I want to hear your whole ideas.
Okay, so tell me more, right? So tell me more could be one.
Yeah.
Tell me more. What are your thoughts on this? So going back to the kickstart questions that I listed earlier on. So what are your thoughts on this issue? Okay. What do you think we might be missing? All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Or what do you think is our challenge here? So use words like that.
Or what's the pros and cons about this solution?
Pros and cons, I would say that's very, very useful. I would place it under strategic. When you sort of clarified your direction, right, and made sure that everybody's on the same page, and then you figured out your action plan. What does everybody need? Okay, what help is needed? Then you get to the strategic part of saying, the resources, the timing, and all that. So the pros and cons I would place it under strategic, because by then you have a few options. For example, you have 3 options in doing this group assignment. So what are each pros and cons? And then we decide together, the next step. But before then, most of the questions would help you identify and clarify what is needed in the process to get to a point where you need to make a decision. Not all steps are decision-making steps. So when you get to decision-making steps, the strategic questions will come in play. It's about resources, it's about timing, it's about why this and not that. It's about priority.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, I got this.
Yeah. So you got the right idea. So I'm just helping you framing it again. There are different stages in your assignment or your realignment process that you use different questions for. Not for, pros and cons is not good for every type of process and every step. Okay, only when you need to make a decision, then you will be able to clarify which decision is the best for you guys at that current moment.
Okay. Thank you.
Zoya,
Thank you for telling me.
Yeah, you're very welcome. And it sounds like you have a very a big share of experience in group assignments. So fantastic stuff. I hope you can share a whole lot more with us in the coming sessions, okay? Glad to have you, Zoya. Fantastic stuff. See? You don't feel nervous now, right? There we go.
Yeah, actually, I'm still nervous.
For what? You don't even see my face.
This is the first time to talk online with strangers. Though I have followed the podcast for so long.
Yes, but I'm a stranger at the end of the day. Okay. I get it. I get it, Zoya. Somebody who's familiar but not so familiar, right? You haven't met me in person. Yeah. I get it. It's okay. Right, Zoya. But I'm sure this won't be your last time with us. Glad to have you on board. And thank you for your support. Appreciate it, okay?
Okay.
Good. Thank you, Zoya. Good seeing you. Next up, we've got Veronica.
Hi. Good evening, John.
Good evening, Veronica. Hello.
Hi.
Yes.
Thank you for having me here, because I actually am a little bit surprised that you sent the invite. Yeah.
I sent an invite to
everyone.
all our 15 Minutes fam. I mean, I want to welcome you guys to come and chat with me. And we do have our regulars. Our regular 15 Minutes fam who's very eager and always up here with us. But I've seen you a couple of times, Veronica, and I thought maybe I would try my luck tonight and see if you are keen on sharing some stuff with us and coming to chat with us.
Yeah, sure. That's my pleasure.
Great, Veronica. So I take it you have some experience, work experience, right?
Yes, I have.
Okay, sounds very pro. Indeed, yes. So coming back, in your work situation, what type of questions do you often use personally? What do you think you would use? What question types would you use more?
Currently, I would use what is the solution, or how to make it better, because I believe there is no such thing of no question at work, because there is always issues or questions or even unexpected situation.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so most of the time when my coworker come to me and ask how to solve a situation.
Yes.
Or most of the time they just give me some questions or just throw me some critical situations.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah. So the most of the time I would think, okay, what's the solution and what's the benefit for us or for the employees or for the clients. Yes.
Got it.
Yeah, to get win-win situations.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
It's not like a pro in that regard. But
trying my best.
Here tonight, what I'm trying to share with everybody is that, to a certain extent, questions have. Personally, I'm like you. When somebody throws me a question, I tend to just want to give that person 100% answer. Like this is the answer. Go do this, and you'll be okay. And oftentimes, in communication or effective communication, that's not what people need. Although maybe that's what they want, but that's not what they need. And I've sort of learned this over the years, and to take a step back and say, okay, if you have some questions for me, I got to start by asking questions and clarifying it to make sure that you and I are on the same page, or this question is exactly the question that you need help with. And, because at work, everybody's pushed for time. So there's a little bit of emotion, there's a little bit of this, there's a little bit of that, time pressure, anxiety, and everything. So if you take a step back and ask some of these questions that I shared tonight, it might help clarify and put them in a comfort zone where they can really now digest what they want to say before they get to the point of, hey, Veronica, I need this. And then you go through your process and say, why do you need this? And, what happened, and so on and so forth. Yeah, because they haven't digested it. They're like, I just need it. Yes. So that's my starting point, or that's my approach of, I know everybody's got a lot of questions, and it seems like you work with a lot of people, and they will throw a lot of questions at you, demanding answers from you. But perhaps the answers are all within themselves. You don't need to answer them. They know the answer. They just need somebody to listen and clarify. I don't know if you share the same sentiment, but that's what I've found over the years.
I see. Yeah, because sometimes most of my work right now is about more focused on human resource. Yeah, so most of the time I receive a lot of questions or assignments.
Yes.
Or about human resources. So and also. My company is a foreign company, so they basically they don't know, or I would only say they are not familiar with the labor regulations.
So
yeah.
In
so
Taiwan, yes, because different ball game, different regulation, different framework.
Yeah, and also the only feeling they have is so complicated.
Yes. Well, that makes both of us. Look, I grew up in South Africa, and we have, my first bachelor's degree was also human resource management, and it was quite straightforward. And then you get to see what Taiwan is all about. It's definitely, it's a lot to do with culture. So if you don't know the culture, you don't know why these regulations are set the way they are. It's not that easy. That's what I found.
Yeah, true. So usually I need to share some of the background story and also why we have such regulations. Yeah. So that's a quite good challenge for me because I can find a lot of information on website, but most of them in Mandarin.
Yes. Yes, there we go. That's the Taiwan way, right?
And then I need to find a way to translate it in English.
Oh yeah. Oh,
and also to make it try my best. Yeah, really try my best to get it close to the original meaning of the policy. Yeah. So even if I share some news about the labor regulations or some recent news,
yes.
If I share all the content in English, and then I still receive some questions about can you share why this will be against the regulations? I'm like, and yeah, I'm like,
feel your pain.
Okay. Yes. Yeah, but at least that's good because they love to understand why we have such a complicated regulations, and then they find out that's the different way to think about all the between between employees and the employers.
Yes. Oh, the definition of an employee and an employer. The definition itself is already different. And from Veronica, your case, something I think a big takeaway for all of us is the fact that sometimes we think working with people, right? And when they ask a lot of questions like that, hey, why is it like this? Like a lot of people would feel, I just wrote you a 10-page report. Like I just translated it. Can't you read? And
I even summarize.
You even summarized it, and you posted it, and you've explained it very thoroughly in a previous meeting. But they still come to you with these questions. But I want you guys to have this kind of understanding of working with a multitude of different people, because the way Taiwanese people were educated is, you ask when you really don't know, right? When you have like zero clue. Then you say, okay, I don't know this, so tell me more. Whereas the Western education says you got to use questions to clarify. Because what you think you know may not be everything you know. What you think you see may not be everything you think you saw. So, Veronica, coming back to your case again, it seems annoying. Like you've got this one or two colleagues, they ask all these questions, even though you've explained it a million times. But I think your approach was correct in saying that they are curious and they are interested, and that's why they have a good grasp on the situation. Because for us, it feels like, don't ask stupid questions. In Asia, it's like, don't ask stupid questions. Don't ask questions that you are able to Google, right? Or try and figure out on your own. In the West, it's different. Go to the pro and ask the right questions and clarify what you don't know. That helps you improve. Okay. So, Veronica shared a very important tidbit there with us. It's not your colleague being annoying. It's, they're really trying to learn and grow.
Yeah.
It's a very different approach. Yes.
Yeah, and also I learned from them because I realized that different culture, and so that's how to communicate with them. Very important, because I'm very lucky to work with the multiple cultures, co-workers in the world. So also understand how they think, or how they or most importantly is how to communicate. Yeah, I still use this word, communicate with them, because
that's the word, and that's the theme of tonight. It's about how you see communication. You can be quiet, but you cannot avoid communicating with anybody, especially in a work setting. And also, by raising questions doesn't mean you have a good question, right? So you always want to make sure that you are communicating, not just asking or answering. Yes, you are communicating for on a different level. Yes, so I 100% agree with you there, Veronica. Communication is the word to go. Yeah, not questions and answers. There are no questions and no real answers per se. Yes, even if you use Google, they know there's no real answers.
That's only for reference, not for the answers.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And a lot of times through effective communication, for one, it's very, very important to, especially in this complicated world, the only way to make complex situations more simple is through these type of communications. To clarify what is being needed, what do you think, what do I think, and find the middle ground, or to figure out if anything is missing from what is being presented on the table. So these are all effective communication techniques. And thank you, Veronica, for sharing very, very useful tidbit with us to see communication in a very different light. Not like, oh yeah, Peter's super annoying. He just asks questions. Can he Google this by himself? It's not about that. It's about growing together. Maybe I'm not seeing something. Yes, you've generated a fantastic report on a summary on, for example, the labor law, but there are things that they don't understand. And what is it? And to be able to put yourself in other people's shoes and to build empathy. So these are all elements of good and effective communication. Isn't that right, Veronica?
Yes, totally.
Fantastic. Thank you very much. Yes, coming from a pro, then I feel good. Yes, thank you. So thanks for joining us, Veronica. And tonight, big thanks to Alex, Eric, Sean, Zoria, and Veronica for sharing all their use cases with us, how they use these questions or where they meet these questions in their lives. And before we leave tonight, please, guys, do go check out Wu Tong's 与火通乱乱说 podcast. Remember to go check it out if you are a fish person, okay? Go check out episode 107 and 113. Okay, go and check it out because I will. I'm not in the market for pets, but I'm curious what these cool pets are all about. And also, please, guys, do check us out on not only on Clubhouse. You can join us on Clubhouse every Monday, 9 o'clock, as you know. But we also are available. We are also available on YouTube and Instagram. So please do check us out. Go check out on Instagram. It'll be 15 Mins Today or 通勤学英语 on Instagram. And then on YouTube, definitely go check out 15 Mins 通勤学英语直播室. Okay, so if you type 15 MINS, you'll probably find us on YouTube and Instagram. Yes, and on Facebook if you haven't joined us on Facebook. All right, so thanks to our 15 Mins fam for sharing all the wonderful work-related experiences. And tonight we talked about the different type of questions to ask so to communicate effectively. All right. So guys, if you need this, please do check us out. Again, go check out the details and descriptions down below. And if you guys have any more interesting themes and topics and experiences, please do join us again on 15 Minutes Live Podcast. Same time, same place, Mondays, 9 p.m. We welcome you to come and join us. Right. Thank you very much for joining us. And that's a wrap for tonight. And I'm your host, John. And next to me is Petty. Petty, say bye.
See you guys.
See you guys. 谢谢吴桐今天参加我们的15 Minutes Live Podcast。那大家赶快去订阅咯，去听看看。那下周我们周一9点钟同一时间再见喽，拜拜，谢谢大家。